Hey, hey, Poodle fam. Here we are, Wednesday show live coming to you March 1st. Can you believe it's March already? That is crazy. A lot of things happening. Um, I guess the first thing to say is this is the month with it we all agreed we were going to moon. So I guess we got 30 more days to do it to have our guesstimate be correct. So I guess if you haven't been dollar cost averaging for the last year, like we told you to, you're going to lose out. So this is the month we moon. That's what we agreed. So there we go. And actually, I kind of wouldn't be surprised to tell you the truth because of the things that we've had going. Those of y'all have who watched the show last week. Sorry, it was a pre-record last week because again, my fun schedules and what I have to do, but broke stuff to you, which some of you kind of already knew, and that was that was our merger and acquisition with the Bridges Exchange, and we are going to talk about that. I know there's tons of questions going on the chat, on the Telegram, both in the Bridges, Telegram and in the Poodle Telegram. What does it all mean? That's what we're going to talk about today. Throw questions in the chat. Good seeing Adam. Well, I guess we get L twice in here, so there we go. She's back. She has her other wrench, so that's good. Adam, Sammy, good to see you, Sammy. Always Iconizer. We're great. And it's going to be a great show, and we're going to talk more. And the most important thing is you're going to not hear me. So I'm going to move this over, switching screens, so that you see our guests in today. We got two of our admins. Even Al said, "Wait, what? Two? Yes, we're and it's open. We might have more jump in. They have the link to jump on the Zoom call. We're going to talk a little bit about what this means today, what it means for you, what it means for the token in general, and just answer questions and stuff like that. So first, I'm going to start with Ricky. Ricky, please, I know you were just on 2 weeks ago, but introduce yourself. Tell people just who you are and what your role is with Poodle.
Good to be back on Poodlcast.
Always good to have you.
Good to see you again, Dr. Way. Hope you've been well.
Have been excited about this month ahead.
Well, whenever I first got on as an admin with Poodle, I think we might have had a week or 2 weeks before something just fell into our lap. And we started scrambling, working on that. And what I've been doing so far is, just like you said last time I came on the show, is, connecting the dots
Mm-hmm.
and making sure, this area that, things are being worked on, we know what's going on over here. And this area over here, with our NFTs or with the gaming. So everybody that's working knows what everyone else is working on and try to just make sure that it's all moving in that same direction, moving in that good positive direction. That's what I'm hoping to do as I've come on board as COO of Poodle. You got to get it a well-oiled running machine.
That is absolutely right. And, more important than ever, because as we grow and we bring people in, we got even more people. I mean, we're seeing the activity, we're seeing the excitement happen. Ice Age, good to see you in the chat too. So this is exactly what we've needed. It's been great to see you. I feel guilt. Now I have you and Elle that prod me. What's the status? What's the status? Like I got two, oh well, but you know what? I guess that comes with the territory. So it's great having you. And we'll get back around to you as we kind of talk about the whole point of this and talk about the merger and acquisition. But first, Sasha, let's pretend people don't know who you are. And why don't you introduce yourself? Tell people just who you are and, of course, your role with Poodle.
Hey guys, great to speak to you as always. Hey Joe, hey Ricky, hey to the rest of the fam in the chat, which I can't actually see at the moment, so I'm kind of talking blind. So if there's any questions or anything, you'll have to ask them on their behalf, Joe.
Yep.
But I'm Sasha, CEO of Poodle. Been with Poodle for a couple of years almost, and we've ridden the waves, the ups, the downs, the long bear market that we've been through. And my role is really to bring things together So my skill set lay in areas such as collaboration, such as seeking out new opportunities and partnerships and that kind of thing, as well as a little bit of everything else. So being in crypto the length of time that I've been in it, and having a 25 plus year career in business development and tech behind me, gives me the ability to try and visualize where we can go with some of the opportunities that we have. Because one thing about crypto is it's very, very dynamic. And what you can do is you can spend all of your life chasing, shadows, smoke, mirrors, shadows, ghosts, whatever you want to call it, because there are so many avenues and, things that are great and opportunities that you can spend your time on. And what you have to do is try and instill a little bit of discipline in both yourself and the project that you work with, and because you can't do everything. No matter how big a team you've got, you cannot do everything. And one of the great things about the Bridges merger acquisition is that it brings additional talent, resources, and strengths on board to our ecosystem as a whole. So not just to the exchange token element of the project. Danny, Way, are core team members. We had a chat with Luna. We've got the whole of the mod team who have all joined us. And Bridges engineers are going to help us with the buy bots and all that kind of thing. And I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but it's a really exciting time for us, Joe. As you know yourself, I'll take a breath, and rather than me just rambling on answering questions that you may well ask me going forward, that's me. That's what I do. And I'm more excited about this project and our ecosystem than I've ever been.
Yep, I totally agree. No, that's why I bring you. I love having you on the show, because I really don't have to ask a single question. I just say, then you go, and the next thing we know, I'm closing the show in 40 minutes. So it works out perfect. No, all right. So I have to ask the obvious question, because it's come up a couple times in the Telegram. So we're doing this M&A. There's something going on. So that means that Poodle token is dead now, right?
Absolutely, 100% no. Poodle token is stronger than it's ever been before, with more resources, more capacity, capabilities, with more ideas, with more avenues for us to bring additional revenue into the token. With a flourishing, burgeoning ecosystem. We've talked about ecosystem for a while within Poodle, and we've had some loose affiliations and some strong partnerships with some of the projects. But to actually have multiple projects under the same umbrella and the same brand is, absolutely fantastic, and particularly one of the caliber of Bridges. Let's face it, Bridges did not fail or did not fail to reach its potential because it was a bad project. Bridges did not fail because they had bad technology. It's just been a very, very, very difficult market. Bridges has some of the best technology that's out there in the market in terms of aggregator and exchange tech. And they have like us, when a year ago they had a very small team of people who worked really, really hard, and we have to give credit where credit's due. Danny and Way and the mod team are absolutely fantastic. In the conversations behind closed doors, we get on very well, and it's just a sad fact. Not every single project will make it, and sometimes times are tough, and sometimes the only thing you can do is look out for your community and your investors in exactly the way that Danny has done.
Yep.
And the team. To see how they orchestrated the pause in trading and looking for an avenue or a path forward for their investors is a testament to good people.
Yep. And I'll jump on that, and I'm gonna throw it to you, Ricky, on this. It's really easy, especially in this market, for tokens to just shut down and close down and say, too bad, investors. And the fact that they searched out a new partnership, searched out finding ways to take that tech and not let it go to waste, but more than that, protect the investors who believed in it early and say, let's find another project that has built and has survived, which is what we've been saying from day one, is how we're passing through this, and then let's allow that to come together, and then it coming under our umbrella here. And Sasha said something about how I'm amazed in our new, our kind of dev, our working Telegram group with the admins and bringing them in, how much we've gelled so fast and how we already feel like a great new team. So talk about that. So Ricky, I didn't mean to kind of cut you off, but kind of continue off that, what your thoughts were.
Oh yes, the way that went down with Bridges, it just shows how Danny is a man of integrity. Because just take a look how it's been in the whole crypto space. So many devs, when things go, south, they either abandon it, rug it, or do something that's going to harm the investors. But he was, upfront, letting them know what was happening, and they participated in that whole process just as we participated in our own capacity. It shows the potential that crypto has going forward when it comes to communities and being able to handle some of the scams or handle that on our own. We Poodle want to show people that our project, our community, and the people that we work with, they have integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no reason to be afraid of crypto. There's no reason to run off because there's still good people trying to do good business. And we're one of them.
Yep. And I think that 100% is what we saw in this. And it's what gave me like that hope, like going, wow, this is great. Not just great for our token, our community, the new exchange is being pulled in together, but it's like, God, there is hope for crypto. We've seen nothing but bad news for a year. We've seen all these things, and now it's like there are legit people who want to pull this together. We've been talking about collab. This goes beyond collab. This is really, as Sasha was just saying, ecosysteming us and bringing in the technology that can make us successful, create dividends, and for our investors, really kind of take that idea of redistribution to a whole other way. And whatever you kind of like and what you believe in investing in, there's opportunities for you. That's why I'm really excited about this. Totally excited about this.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to add to that, Joe, as well, is I think it's important to speak to the Bridges community. So the Bridges community has some great people in it, and obviously, they were disappointed at the way that they paused trading. Because you would be, people are you don't just invest in a project financially. You invest in a project, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and sometimes change is difficult. And we had a kind of tumultuous week or two while we were going through the bidding process, and it got a little bit competitive and that kind of thing. And I just want to give a shout out to Lakeview, who's still a great partner of ours. I was speaking to Mitch a couple of days ago, and we have some great ongoing things happening with Lakeview that will involve both parts of our ecosystem as well. But from our perspective, we have had and did have and still have lots of things to work on. So we know the gaming, the NFTs, the augmented reality stuff, the mini games, the metaverse, and we literally, within the space of a couple of days, were approached by Danny and the team, and they explained the situation. And in addition to the massive workload that we already had running our own project, all of a sudden we had to come up with a bid and an idea and the way to try and help those guys, which is exactly what we did. And I'm not asking for any, it's not a sympathy kind of a sob, but there was a lot of work involved in that. And, we didn't get it right immediately. We came back with a secondary offer, but both were well-intentioned, and both, we feel, gave a way out and a way forward and a way up for the investors in the Bridges community. And the same from LVM. LVM put a lot of work into their bid. So I just hope the guys, some of the people, obviously, if you're just a community member and you only pop in 10 minutes a day, then you don't necessarily see the people that are online 12, 14 hours a day and then behind the scenes putting the work in to make these types of things happen. And Danny, Way, Luna, and the rest of the team from Bridges were also working. I mean, they in effect had double the work because you know, they were in a room with us, they were in a room with LVM, they were in a room with Dar, who were the other people who were bid in. So they had three sets of these questions, conversations, proposals to manage, and to try and then get you know, the bids put together. So it was an immense amount of work, and you know, I just hope the community appreciate the amount of work that Danny put into it, and Way and the rest of the team, and Cole as well. You know, Cole was, you know, I think instrumental in doing some of the communication stuff within the room. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, these guys deserve credit.
Yeah, and I think, and that was it. I have just ultimate respect for that team, and I'm excited now for us to help make it successful and bring it under the umbrella. It gives a lot of hope, and even as Elle says here on the chat, just about, you know, some, you know, we're talking about devs who are, I think the word is, she's stable. You know, they're stable. Their assets to the team, and you know, and devs. You know, we've gone through a lot of devs and things. You know, just saying, being honest, a lot of things early, even with our own project, were delayed and still are every time you throw it to a third-party dev. And that's not the case with, you know, the Bridges devs. They are the ones really, really wanting to push this forward and believe in their own technology, and just now need a management team like us and all to bring that in to kind of push that forward. The brand that already has the marketing experience and all of that stuff that we can push forward. So that's what really, really exciting to me. But let's get to really quick. There are other questions that are here. How is it going to work? So, all right, it's not going to be the same, but it's going to be different. How are you going to invest moving forward? For someone who now wants to know how it's going to work, what will it mean? How can you invest? How do you use the exchange? Those types of things. So for brand new people, can we throw that out there? Sasha, do you want to hit that one?
Yeah, so the Bridges, let's call it the Bridges token for now. The Bridges token will cease to exist on the BSC, which is currently on now, and there will be a new token based on Polygon, which will be airdropped out to all the existing holders, and there will be a small pre-sale to backfill some of the liquidity which is locked within the original contract. Now, the exact numbers on that to be determined. We're running through some of the numbers now, but one thing I would say is that from a pre-sale stroke whitelist perspective, which is what it is in effect, because we don't want to open it up entirely, because we don't want bots and people that are just chasing a quick profit to jump into this project. We think it's going to be huge. The technology is fantastic. When we push some marketing out and we approach other projects to white label and to use the product as well, and we drive volume, then it's going to be a very valuable token. So it's based on Polygon, and it will be the contracts are already written. So let me start with that. The contracts are written, both the airdrop contract and the token contract. They are currently being audited, and there are 4 teams of auditors currently trying to pull the contract apart. We'll get the report back on the 7th of March. After the 7th of March, if we have to make any alterations, we suspect that the contract will be published by the 10th of March. And from then, we will have secured the name and the ticker for this particular token, and we can tell everybody all about it, because we can talk about it at that point. At the minute, it's a little bit in limbo, and I understand that, you know, a couple of people get frustrated because, you know, you have to wait, but we have to wait as well. You know, we can't really kick the gears in until that happens. But what we have done is primed the wheels. So, you know, we've got some marketing lined up already. We've been doing some work in the background. So we've got some, you know, press releases, press articles, that kind of thing, that will be ready to go out. I mean, I'm kind of going off topic a little bit, but I mean, how will it work as a token? So it's exactly the same as it works now. So it's a dividend paying token. So, you know, you own X amount of tokens, then you get paid X amount of dividends based on traffic that goes through the exchange. Now, the exchange at the moment, as it was in the Bridges token, only supported Polygon, BSC, and Phantom. as the major networks. So priorities number 1 and 2 are to add extra chains, particularly Ethereum, which we all know there's a huge amount of volume goes through the ETH chain on a daily basis. If we can get some of that volume and target some of those ETH-based projects and ETH-based tokens to list as approved projects, because that will be a fee-paying listing, only a small one. So we're not like a central exchange where you're going to pay 40 grand to list. But there will be benefits to these projects for listing. So we approach projects and get them to sign up to be an approved listing. They'll get some marketing out of it. They'll get a custom buy bot. They'll get various other services that we'll wrap around that. The small fees charged, that fee comes back into the project, and it feeds the whole ability to sell, to market, to expand, to grow. As do some of the dividend payments and the small amount of fees that we charge, which won't change, that the aggregator charges at the moment. One of the great things about the token and the technology that Danny and Wei have written is that Bridges people know this anyway, but it's an aggregator rather than an exchange in essence. So what it does is it scans every decentralized. So let's say it's on the BSC. It will scan every DEX that's on the BSC that's listed and get the best price at that particular point in time for that particular swap. So the power of that is being able to say, you can compare one. Maybe you get a quote from Bridges and you get a quote from PancakeSwap, and you see that you get 1% more tokens on your particular swap on any 1.1. Maybe at that point on that day, if it's on ETH, it might be 1 inch or Uniswap or wherever. But that's basically what the aggregator does. It's very clever. It's very fast. And having used Bridges a lot myself, it's one of the fastest exchanges, stroke aggregators, stroke swaps, whatever you want to call it, that I've seen. The UI is great, the technology is great, it's optimized, and all that is being currently worked on and rebranded and put in place for the new exchange token.
Yeah. No.
So,
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
But yeah, the main thing is it's on Polygon, on the Polygon chain. So don't buy Polygon on the Ethereum chain. Don't buy Polygon on the BSC chain. This is a Polygon project on the Polygon chain. So Matic on Polygon.
Yeah. So you're gonna buy Matic, because there might be people that have never gone and done other chains. Maybe they were part of Ethereum and during our V1, and then they moved to Binance, and all they know is PancakeSwap. So explain, how will people buy it in the first place? Maybe you're a new investor, so you're going to go over there and you have to just buy Matic, right? And you're going to go on that chain, and there's different ways to purchase, or you just use the Poodle exchange, stuff, and all of our exchange stuff, right? And the Bridges exchange, and you just do it that way, right? Easy enough, I think. All right, Ricky.
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
Go on. No, I was going to say, yeah. I mean, I've there's a number of ways to buy Polygon Matic. I actually have been using StealthX, which is another one of our partners that we use sometimes. StealthX, have a very simple way to buy Matic, and it's very clearly labeled as well which chain it's on. You can buy it on ARC20, which is not the one you want. Buy it on BSC, which again is not the one you want, but it clearly says Matic on Polygon. And you can swap or on ramp and off ramp. One other thing as well is that we're going to keep the fiat on and off ramp within the exchange token, which I think is an important part of it as well. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll put together pretty quickly, as in when I'm talking, a week or two. We'll put together before we go live or even into pre-sale a how to buy Matic guide. We'll put a video together, get that out there, and make it very simple for people to be able to do it. And then how do you eventually swap that for the new token?
For the new token, when announced. And there is something I'll get really quick. Someone says on the where was it? I said something on the chat here. The Bridges token is currently open for trading again. They locked it, but that's only to sell. So those people who kind of maybe you were in early and you just want to get out, you want to cash out. I don't know why you would, considering the great things that are going to happen, and the token is now being saved and having having a new way to move forward. But let's say you wanted to, you can sell. You're pulling yourself out of your opportunity for your airdrop. Just so if you do that, but you cannot, like, do not buy. A snapshot was already made. If you try to buy now, you will not get airdropped those tokens. Okay, so that will be a waste of your money. Don't do it. It's only for those who were part of the old project, who feel they want to get out. We are giving them a safe and fair way to be able to get out. Again, not screwing over the community, opening it up for you to say, if you don't want to come along for the ride, here's your off ramp right here. If you want to come along for the ride, just hold your tokens. You're going to get airdropped your new ones, and we're going to have a good time moving forward. So that's what that's about. That's it. Just again, not time to buy. There will be a pre-sale buy coming up with the new token later. Plenty of announcements about that. Don't worry. Ricky, right on to you. Your thoughts. You were going to say something before I cut. I'm good at cutting people off today. So here we go. Go take it over.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with the sentiment there at the moment. But, we're working to try to keep the Bridges community informed. I know during our mod meeting, we were talking about, ways that we can provide better and more clear information for their community, especially, sometimes people, they come in once a week, or they might come in once a month just to check and see what's going on with the token. And, that's one thing. It's kind of a half and half thing, because there's a responsibility of the team, obviously, to give clear information. And there's also a responsibility on the adult who's taking their money and investing it. You have to keep up with what's going on, because things change so quickly in crypto. And so, we are keeping one another accountable as administrators and team members and mods, as well as investors, because they have placed their finances in this project for us to do something, as in create profit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It's up on the market. But whenever it comes to the things that we're trying to make, the products that we're trying to make, those are some solid things that we're trying to put out. But going forward, this is the thing, the synergy that we have to have is the accountability between the team and the investor or community member.
Yep. Yeah. Is it too early? And I'll throw this out to talk about what tokenomics are going to look like and all that. Do we want to save that one? I don't know. I'll throw it out there. I don't know if there was a couple questions just about, what it's all going to look like. And just so, and I'll also throw, just so you know, difference between, again, this is going to be a dividend paying token, which is similar to a redistribution, but different. Redistribution, like we have on our normal Poodle token, you're going to keep that. Again, all this is going to feed into the main Poodle token too. Okay, so the more we grow the whole brand in all of our collabs, the more your normal Poodle is actually going to be worth more. So make sure, again, this isn't to switch to another. This is an add-on to. Okay, so that because you're going to get extra for your Poodle stuff. But again, Poodle, you get your redistribution based on buys, sells. And the new token, it's a dividend based on the volume of the exchange. So the more we push the volume of the exchange, then you're going to get dividends based on, kind of like pretending like a credit, if you use your MasterCard Visa at a store, right? There's a 2% or whatever that merchant pays to allow for credit card usage, and, Visa, MasterCard then pay dividends to their stockholders based on how much volume they have going through. This is going to be the same type of thing, right? You're going to get dividends, and it'll be based, of course, how much you hold is your dividend amount will go. So again, just different. One's a use case, one's the investment token, right? So make sure you look at the difference there in the way these work. So I guess I just answered my own question there for people.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off for a second. I'm allowed to just once. But
only once? I would be surprised if it was only once. Okay.
The interesting thing there is, and I thought about this, is if you own both tokens, so if you own a load of Poodle and you own a load of the new token, and you do all your Poodle buys and sells on the new exchange, then if effectively you're getting paid twice for your own trades,
Mm-hmm.
because you're getting redistribution back from the Poodle side of the ecosystem, and because you're trading on our own exchange, then you're getting a dividend on the tokens that you hold there as well.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting idea.
Is giving your own money back to yourself. It's perfect. It's like saving on taxes. I love it. I love that. Can we talk, another question's up. What is marketing going to look like? Is there a plan for this? Who wants to take that one?
Well, I can take it. So marketing is going to look progressive, as in, so we start off with press releases. We've got a couple of articles that are going to go out into the crypto press. And we're very big on social media marketing and community engagement. So what we tend to find has very good traction is if we have a press article written or a press release or whatever it is, then we pump that out heavily via social media. Our main platform's Twitter. We'll also, use Instagram and TikTok and other platforms, depending on who we're targeting. And I know we had a conversation in the Bridges room about potentially targeting some of the Asian community, and we may look at Weibo and some other platforms, but that's a little bit tricky in that we don't have a native speaker within the marketing team. So what we tend to have to try and do with those platforms is get something, because let me let you into a secret. 99% of the people that come to you on Telegram and say, hey, hit you up and say, hey, I can get you trending, or I can get you seen by tens of thousands of investors in China, are scammers, because half of them actually come from Russia and use Google Translate. We got a video made, a YouTube video about a year ago, and to me it sounded like it was in Chinese. Looked great. There was a picture of a Chinese guy at the beginning, and then in the voiceover, I got it checked by a member of the team who at the time was a native Chinese speaker, and they said they couldn't understand a word they were saying. It was complete gobbledygook. But to us as non-speakers, then we would have paid for that. We didn't pay for it in the end. So marketing into foreign markets is a little bit trickier, and we tend to find most of our investors at the moment are either from North America, Europe, and the UK, which will be the primary markets that we go to initially. However, it's a moving beast, with marketing. So it's a combination of everything. So will we be doing some ads? Yes. Will we be doing some articles? Yes. Will we be doing some press releases? Yes. Will we be doing a lot of shilling? Yes. One of the great things that we have at Poodle is Poodlympics, and Poodlympics will, not merge or change, because but hopefully it will be added to with new community members. But we give prizes every week, for the best Twitter shillers or people. I don't really like the term shill because it implies something nefarious. It's really educating the crypto community about what a great offering we have. Yeah. But shill is obviously a short term for it. But anything and everything,
I'm sorry.
No. It's fine, Ricky. Go on.
Oh, and when it comes to marketing as well, even the big companies still do the whole word of mouth thing. It's still a big portion of some unexpected marketing. We have this DEX now. Start telling your friends about it. They can do their trading there instead of having to go on to centralized exchanges or other things. That right there, some buddies that are sick of using some of the big centralized exchanges. Tell them about what we got going on. Tell them about, if you're holding Poodle, you're going to want to tell people about this exchange that we got.
Yep, absolutely. And that also just brings in those other opportunities for people, right? Not everybody will trust, like there are people who just don't trust meme coins, right? They don't trust altcoins. They just don't. Okay, fine. So, but they still buy and sell. So use our exchange to do it, right? You can still, hey, you might not like whatever, the things to buy. But even if you're just swapping between some of the main tokens, then use our exchange to do it. And there's safety in that too. So I think that's perfect. Now it just offers all those other opportunities. And hey, Trisha, good to see you hopping on here. So we're going to kind of start to close up. So I'm going to start with you, Ricky. Last question. It's going to be the same question to both you and Sasha. And just a closing thought. What are you? It's kind of multi-part. What are you most excited about with this new merger and acquisition? And then just thoughts for the community, those who are, little advice for those who are just kind of wondering what this means. But first, what are you excited about most, and kind of your advice to the Poodle and Bridges community?
Oh, what I'm excited about most is just the timing. It all seems serendipitous. Um, coming on board, and then boom, we have this opportunity. Yes, it's going to require some work, and it's not going to be easy, but there's a real massive opportunity for us, because how many tokens have, said, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then boom, this just fell in our lap. Um, just fell in, and we're adding more value to our community. I don't understand why anybody should not be just totally pumped up about that. I mean, I'm pumped up. And if you've been watching this and seeing how I've been just staring quietly, and now I'm a little animated, I'm really, really excited about what's going on. We got new people coming in, we're gelling together. When I first talked with Danny, I just knew, all right, we're gonna be working together. I just knew it in my heart.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a little time for the communities to learn about one another. Poodle has its own swagger, and Bridges has their own swagger. And it's we need to come together on what's the main issue, and the main issue is making sure that we all shine.
Mm.
At the end of the day, that's the most important thing, and we all going to get there together.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That is great. Great advice on, and I love the swagger. I mean, any show's a winner when you get the word swagger thrown in there, and serendipitous. You know what? Yeah, I totally agree. Sasha, same question to you. What you excited about most, and just advice for the two communities.
Yeah, I'll start with my advice for the two communities, which is, be tolerant of each other. You know, it's a new, brave new world for all of us. Sometimes there's a little bit of friction, sometimes there's harmony, and we should all have, as Ricky says, the same goal. We all want the same goal for every single community member, and I'm going to call it a community rather than communities, because we are all one community now. We're under one umbrella.
Yes.
We have a single objective, and that is to make the whole of the ecosystem a success. Because where one goes, the other follows. So whether it's Poodle that goes sky high first of all, and the exchange token goes afterwards, or whether it's the exchange token that goes sky high, and it's the main Poodle token that goes afterwards, we all win, because we take the this is goes back to what we said when we were in the bidding process. We have skin in this game.
Mm.
Yeah. If the exchange token doesn't do what we hope it's going to do, and what we're working to make it do, then we suffer as a brand. Our overall ecosystem suffers, and we don't give up, but it makes it harder. So we've got every incentive to put everything we have into both elements of our ecosystem. And to answer the first part of the question, what am I most excited about? I'm going to turn to a phrase that I used to hate, and this is from my corporate business development career previously, which is something called the art of the possible. And what this collaboration ecosystem brings together in one neat package, excuse me, is the art of the possible. So some of the things that we can talk about and we have been talking about already behind the scenes, are because we have multiple strands of utility across the ecosystem now. So we've got the exchange, we've got gaming, we've got AR, we've got NFTs, the metaverse element. There's so much synergy that we can bring to bear going forward. And this is not going to be an overnight thing, but we're not an overnight token, and we never have been. We have a long-term vision. We're stable, secure, Our liquidity is locked till 2026. So, and we'll relock it in advance. And we're going to be here for a long, long time. So some of the things that are what you would call bleeding edge technology right now, we're actually have been working on for a while, and we're looking at integrating. So, for example, let's take the metaverse element. So even the basic ones, let's look at Poodle Village. Yeah. So you're in Poodle Village, and that's like a medieval type world, and you go into one of the huts, stores, whatever you want to call it, one of the cabins, as your character, and you want to buy certain things, whether you want weapons upgrades or whether you want some new armor, then you can buy it in various elements, various cryptocurrencies within the metaverse because it's Web3 enabled. And at the back end, driving that will be the exchange. So it fits perfectly in that kind of an environment. You can have, if it's a modern metaverse environment that we have built in as well. Let's say when we go into Crawl on Mars, and we're going to build on their land on Mars. You go into the spaceport, and there's a 25th century ATM that pops up, and basically it's just a front end that you see within the environment, but at the back end it's our exchange. So and driving volume in different ways and thinking outside the box of rather than it just being an exchange aggregator that you go onto when you want to swap tokens. We can use it for things like Ricky's running Poodle for Business. There's lots of ways we can integrate the technology into other people's businesses going forward and drive volume, just like the white label. So it's just another version of the white label, but the front end of it doesn't actually look like an exchange. It looks like something else, but really it's just the same exchange behind the facade. So yes, the art of the possible. There is so much potential in the whole of the ecosystem right now. That's what I'm excited about.
I love it. I totally agree. What great answers for both of you, and I'll answer my own question then to kind of close out the show. What I'm excited about is seeing what we've been talking about for a year come together. So many of these things that with, again, we haven't talked about the gaming coming to the Poodle for Business. All of these things are like now bringing in the exchange. Like there's so many things that have been working on, and we, being honest, it's hard to get on a show every single week and talk about what's coming, and especially in a bear market. And now that we're starting our bull run, and now our projects are coming together, and now we have this opportunity, and our other, like that just to me goes, okay, this is what's exciting. Everything that we knew is now coming about. And we've said all along it was going to take time. But now to see it come to fruition is what I'm excited most about. And I'm excited about the community. And I love that. Let's stop saying communities, the one community. And seeing how this is just it will be fire. This is going to be amazing. And to see where it now continues to grow. So that is it. And then, my kind of advice for the community is just, get ready for a fun ride. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. Support one another. Go meet new people. This is now two communities coming together as one. Go make new friends. Support one another. Find ways, we've always loved being a community. Today's the March 1st. What did I do on the 1st of every month? We pay our charity. It's who we are. It's our identity. We're all good people, both communities, good people now being one. Make new friends, support one another. There's power in our numbers. So that to me is my advice for everyone. And so with that, I will say thank you to Ricky. Thank you to Sasha for joining the show. Everyone, next week, so I'm gonna be. I think I'm in Tokyo. I'm either in Osaka or Tokyo. It's kind of like right around that time. I'm trying to do the time change, but I do know that it'll be 1 a.m. there at the time of the show. So hopefully, maybe I can do it live. That would be amazing from Japan. Doing some great stuff, some esports stuff out there, and I'm speaking at a conference too. So there we go. I know. So it'll be a good week. But thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Poodle community. And we will see you next time, everybody.